Now, if you followed the program as you had told us, I did mention that Oliver Vomawo's group were the next that we were to take. That is what they call the shining stars or so. Now, on that day, they wrote a letter to say that they would not be available because Oliver himself, according to him, was having medical issues, and some of his people who would testify were equally having medical issues. So they wanted a very long adjournment. The committee therefore adjourned the case to the 15th, the hearing to the 15th of September for us to come and start. On the same day, we made it clear to them, that is the day before we had written to say that they gave us only about 5 days and that we needed a little more time, 1 week, to run up. We had even raised the issue that asking both parties to file their addresses simultaneously was not the best in view of the fact that there were petitioners who are alleging wrongdoing on the part of the Chief Justice, and therefore they should have the option to tell us how they have seen this thing right from the beginning for us to respond. The committee said, no, we should still keep to what they have said. And then they told us that, look, after all, if they ask us to file it by a certain date and we have not finished, we could file it within a reasonable time. It's not by force that we should meet it by all means, but we should file it within a reasonable time. That was 25th or so. That was when we were talking. So we took the 1 week and we were about to file it on the following Monday, only to be told that the report had already been issued. If you followed me on the PM Express, I also made the point that I didn't know that Chachu and his people had even filed their submissions because we were not served. It is this morning that you started reading from it that I was taken aback and said, what is happening? You even have a copy of what they filed. So, like I said, where is the fairness? They didn't even wait for us to file whatever. They did not say that if you don't file it by a certain date, we will take it that you are no longer interested in filing. But they just went ahead, apparently having prepared whatever they wanted to prepare, and went and submitted it based upon one-sided, submission. From what you are telling me now, these were the things that Chachu told them. What about our side? So they didn't want to hear what we wanted to say.
Okay, so let's get to learn about the facts. You were giving the 25th of August.
That is 5 days.
To file your written submissions, right?
Yes, yes.
By 25th, you had not filed.
We had not, because we were preparing to start the Shining Stars 2 at the same time.
But the petitioner, as in Daniel Ofori and his lawyers, had filed by 25th.
Nobody told us anything. Nobody. That's what I'm saying. I'm hearing it from you for the first time, because they told us we could file it within a reasonable time.
But you were giving 25th.
Adjourned the hearings to the 15th of September.
But you had just confirmed to me a while ago that you were giving the 25th to file.
Have I denied that?
Right. So as
we were giving.
Okay,
please,
I'm informing you.
I don't want this kind of...
No, we are doing just a bit of a fact.
Creating the impression as if I'm telling lies.
No, I'm not suggesting... I won't do that. I won't do that, sir. So I'm saying that on the 25th, the petitioner had filed their written submissions. They filed it on the 25th because that was the deadline you were giving, but you were unable to meet the deadline.
I am saying to you that they said we should file it by the 25th. 24th, we wrote to them that we were on it, we would not be able to complete, and we needed 1 week.
Okay.
That was the day that Oliver Vomawo's group were also to start theirs. And we said, look, we are settled with 2 of them. One, to write the submission, at the same time prepare to come and meet the Oliver Vomawo people shining stars. So could we be given 1 week to organize ourselves, file the written submission, and then start the hearing?
Okay.
And they told us that day, because it did not involve Chatuchikata and his group, they were not there. So what they would tell us is that they would give us an advice that we should try and file it within a reasonable period. That is all.
Okay.
And then the entire trial was then adjourned to the 15th to give Shining Stars, their lawyer, and whoever will come sufficient time to come back. What is today's date?
Right. So as I understand, you also were surprised that the committee had come up with a report on one petition when your expectation was that they will wait for the whole, all the petitions to be gone into before they present, as it were, a composite and one address or one report.
Oliver Vomawa was there on the first day when they tried to agree on the procedures they were going to adopt. And he will tell you that what they said was that they had 3 petitions. They would start with Daniel Ofori and adjourn the 2 Sanadai. When they are ready, they will call us, give us hearing notices to come, and then we go on with the other ones. So they were only going to start with Daniel Ofori. In the course of time, we received a hearing notice to appear to talk about issues being raised by Shining Stars. And I raised the objection that we are not finished with one, which you said you wanted to do. Why are you now moving on to deal with this one? He said, oh, these are just preliminary matters because they have indicated they wanted to call so many people, to subpoena so many people, and they wanted to talk to them to let them know how these subpoenas are done. Ask him, he was there with us, for example, that day. He had not always been with us because we have only been with Daniel Ofori. So he was there the first day. Then he came again for these preliminary matters to be dealt with, and that was it. I don't remember that he sat through, and he can tell you what took place. I sat through and started the cross-examination from day 1 in December. On the Wednesday of May or so.
When you were agreeing on the procedure to be adopted, where the committee announced to you that they were going to use the CI 47, the High Court rules. They were going to use the High Court rules, as it were, and adopt it. And the High Court rules, and with necessary modifications where necessary. They had also announced to you, as in all of you, the lawyers and the parties in the room, that, quote, the trial will be petition by petition. Each of the 3 will be tried separately, end quote. Is that what you were told?
I wasn't there on the first day. It was my colleague Edu Kusi, who was present. But I read the proceedings for that day.
Okay.
And I'm saying that they told them that if you have a copy, read the entire thing and see whether you will not find them saying that they are going to adjourn the 2 Sanadai and call us when they are ready. Find out whether it was not agreed upon on that first day.
All right.